Hello and welcome back. This is Sandeep from Tutorial Brain, and in the last video lesson we have talked about how we can work with Emmet, and we will just proceed further. Before we get started, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell icon. So what I've done is I have deleted all the extra things or whatever we discussed in the previous video, and I've just kept the body tag as empty now. Now let us understand how you can add or how I can show the custom attributes using this particular plugin. Now suppose I want to create a div with the class name as insurance, and inside that I want some 3 images. For example, I want image 1, image 2 and image 3, and all those image tags should be having the same class so that I can apply the same styling on that, right? So this can be a requirement. Now let us see how we can achieve this easily. So if I want a div with the class name as insurance, I can just write here insurance, right? And inside this div I want 3 images, right? So I'll just give image into 3, right? Now if you just give tab, you notice here that this is the particular generated tag, right? Now in this case you see that there is no class defined for all these images, right? So what my requirement is basically that I want to even define a particular class name for all these images. So let me just give Ctrl Z, and what I can do is I can just use square brackets. Okay, so to define a custom attribute we have to use a square bracket. So if I just use this, you notice that if I just give, for example, say if I just give class equals say life insurance, and let me just go to end. So basically what I'm trying to do is I have created a class that is insurance, and after this div, just inside this div I want to create 3 images, and all those image tags should have the class name as life insurance. So if I just give tab, you notice that this has created this div with the class name as insurance, and the class name for all these image tags is life insurance, right? Now take another example. So now suppose in the same div tag with the class name as insurance, I want to add a paragraph, and the title of the paragraph should be welcome to Tutorial Brain, something like that. Okay, so let's see how we can do it. So let's do one thing. Either we can create it outside, or I can just show it in the previous example. So it is better, I'll just create another example. So suppose I want a div, right? So either you can just give div dot and then name of the class, that is insurance. So you notice how it happens, or you can directly remove this div and just give insurance, and it will create div by default, right? So at this moment I'll just give div.insurance, and inside this I want a p tag, so paragraph tag, and the title of this paragraph should be something like welcome to Tutorial Brain. So what I'll do is I have just created this square bracket, and inside that I'll just write welcome to Tutorial Brain, and I'll just go at end, and let me just press tab in my keyboard, and you notice that this is the div with the class name as insurance, and for some reason it has not created this title, so I think there is something wrong here. Okay, I missed, sorry. Here I have to give title, right? Title equals welcome to Tutorial Brain, right? And if I just press tab, you can notice here that this has created a div with the class name of insurance, and in this p tag we have the title attribute, right? So whenever you want to add a custom attribute, you have to use a square bracket, that is opening and close of square bracket, and you have to give the attribute name. So in this case it was title. Now suppose, let me try something different. Now if I want to add a style, if I just want to add a style attribute, so let's see how we can do it. So say if I have insurance, and inside that say I have a p tag, and for this p tag what I want is I want to add the style attribute, right? So if I just say like style attribute equals, and let's say color equals, say, or we'll do one thing, we'll just use background color. Background color equals, say, red. Okay, so basically I have created a div with the name of insurance, and inside that div we have a paragraph, and in that paragraph we are using a attribute with the name as style, and that particular paragraph will be having the background color as red, right? Now let me just give tab, and you notice here that it has given style equals background color and then red, right? So let me just save it so that I can just show you the output. Let me just close this. Okay, let me just add something here. For example, let's say welcome, and if I just, you see that this welcome is printed in this red color background, right? Because here we had not defined anything in these div, right? That is the reason everything was showing as empty here, right? So you can see how powerful this Emmet extension is. Now, for example, say if you just write here, say XYZ, okay, if you just write XYZ and press tab, you notice it has created a structure of tag, that is opening and closing of tag with the name XYZ. So if you misspell it or whatever you'll write, if you just write here, say ABC, and if you just give tag, it will create that particular structure. Now, if you just give A, you notice since A is a correct tag in HTML, so if you just give tag, you see that it has created this structure, not this structure, that is A and then this A, right? So this Emmet is very smart actually. So it will detect whether you have typed a correct tag name or you have just typed a wrong tag name. So what I'll do is I'll just delete this and let me just save the file. And what I wanted to show you is that we can use some other abbreviation as well. For example, say if I just use here, for example, BDO, right? So if I just give BDO colon R, and if I just press tab, you notice that it has created this particular structure of the tag. And if I just give here, for example, BDO colon L, you notice the direction will be LTR. Now here in this case, the direction is LTR. So this is also a very good feature in brackets, right? That is, it automatically detects what exactly should be coming in your output. Now suppose if I am here and say in this meta, let me just do one thing. If I just give meta colon, say UTF, and if I just give tab, you notice that it has created this particular structure, right? Now suppose if you want to add a viewport, what you can do is you can just write here meta colon VP, just press tab, and you notice here that it has created this particular syntax, right? That is meta name equals viewport, and then by default it has created all this, that is content equals width, device width, and other requirement, right? So this will help you to make your website responsive. So with the help of Emmet, you don't have to add these entire codes, you just have to use some abbreviation, and once those abbreviation will be expanded, it will automatically create that code for you. Now say if I just want an image tag with src set, so if I just write here img colon src set, okay, if I just write like this, if I just give tab, you notice it has created this, right? Now if I just write, for example, img and then tab, you notice it has just given this src, it has not created this src set. So if you just give that particular tag name, that is img colon, and then whatever the attribute you want, for example src set, it will give that particular attribute. Now let me do one thing. I think I have placed this in wrong place. Actually this should come under body tag, right? It should be here, right? And now let's do one thing. Let me just show you how form can be created very easily using this Emmet. So what I'll do is first let me just reduce the size, and what I'll do is let me just give, for example, form, and if I just want to add a get attribute, So if I just give form colon get, and if I just give tab, you notice that it has created this structure, that is form, action, and method equal get. Similarly, if I just give form, and then if I just give post, if I just press tab, you see method equals post. Similarly, inside this form, say I want to add some input tag. So if I just say, for example, input, it will automatically create input type equals text, right? And say if I just give INP, if I just give here INP, you see that it has given input type equals text, name, and then it has also given ID, right? So you have to just remember few abbreviation in Emmet, and once you master that, you'll be able to create your form or any other tags very easily. Now, I don't recommend you to remember all the abbreviation. So what you do is you first try to remember all the important abbreviation, and slowly once you start using this particular Emmet extension, you will get used to this. So next time you don't have to remember that. It will come automatically. Now, for example, say if I just want to create a button. So what you can just try like button and then tab. Now this has created a simple button, right? Now if you just give, for example, button, and say you want to create a submit button. So if you just give submit, and if you just press tab, you notice it has automatically given type equals submit. So this is how you can just try it out, okay? And say if you want to create a reset button. So if I just give button colon reset, and if I press tab, you notice it has created a type as reset. Now it's not only limited to full tag name. For example, say you want to create a block code. So what you can do is you can just write here, for example, BQ. If you just write here BQ and press tab, you see that it has automatically detected that you are talking about block code. Similarly, say if I just write here, for example, KG, okay? So if I just give KG and if I just press tab, automatically it has created keygen. So you can just try some of the letters. For example, you can try the first 3 letters of a particular tag, or you can just try first 2 letters, or even you can try the first 4 letters as well. So suppose if I just give here PIC and then if I just press tab, it will create a picture tag. Now you don't have to type completely like picture and then press tab, right? If you just type PIC and then tab, it will automatically create that. Similarly, say if you just give COLG and press tab, it will automatically create call group. Now some tags are like they must have some child. For example, I mean if you just add OL tag, so if you just give tab, it doesn't make any sense because this OL tag, that is ordered list, must have some list of items, right? So basically, let me just do Control Z, and if you just type here like this li, so it will create list of item, right? Or what you can do is say if you want 3 items, you can just give like this and it will create this item. So we have already seen that. So some tags or some of the parent tags must have some child items. Say if you have again UL tag, again it should have some list of items. Again, if you have table, so if you have this table tag, it must have some table head, then table rows, table columns, right? Again, if you just have select, so this is one of the tag. In that select, you have to give multiple options for the user. Similarly, if you have picture tab, right? So if you just give picture, this particular tag also must contain a child item, right? So what you can do is, if you just give, for example, OL plus and just press tab, you notice that this has automatically created child item. Similarly, for UL tag, if you just give UL plus and press tab, it will automatically create this particular list of item. Now, don't try this like UL plus into 3. If you just try that, you see that it will create 3 unordered lists separately. But what you want is, you want 3 lists of items. So in that case, you can just give UL and then li into 3, right? And we already know that. So that means like there are a lot of ways in which you can use Emmet. We have seen a lot about this Emmet on HTML. So in the next video lesson, what I'm going to do is I'll just show you how Emmet is very powerful in case of CSS as well. And I'll upload all these documents. So whatever we have learned here, we will upload in our site, that is Tutorial Brain, and I'll just give you the link. So in case if you have any doubt, you can just go there and then you can just read it as well. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next video lesson, in which we will take a CSS file on which we will use this Emmet extension. Alright, leave a comment below if you have any question. I will try to answer it. So thanks for watching it. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Take care. Bye.